Yeah,
All in
nice
time.
and clean. 12.5 bigs on the button. King, queen off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, wow.
I think this goes in.
Yeah. I mean,
Sixes?
the deuces through fives are being shoved here. The ace-5 suited, the ace-4 suited. All the other hands you're flipping against. Sixes are too strong, and Polus knows it. He just needs a second to process it.
Yeah,
And
he's
there it
grabbing
is.
those
Yeah.
calling chips. Plus, he knows some of the bigger pairs aren't just going to open jam. They might min raise to induce, so even more reason to go along with
Yeah.
sixes.
5,075,000.
Call is made. 10.75 million chip pot.
这个最舒服的，看到这种是最舒服的，没有参与的。
We could be down to 6 right here.
肯定可以推，没问题啊，这个。
Or
3个大码。
China could have another 8-figure warrior vying for that incredible 1.1 million chip prize.
Oh.
And that is Jin, baby. That's what we're looking for with the king, queen, queen of hearts. Polus. Yeah, I don't like that. Gonna need a black 6. Hard to find.
Still can do it.
Let's go!
Whoa.
Let's
Nice.
go full house for the shadow boxer.
I love the energy.
I appreciate the energy.
Oh, this is
9 bigs on the button.
Yeah.
Mandatory jam.
Pull.
Oh, ace queen's in there. Snap call.
跟死了，
No
We
hesitation.
could be down to
and a-
6.
yeah, and a king folded
这肯定要泼的。
in the big blind by Zen Chen.
𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐫𝐿𝐿 playing a solid game as the short stack. He's at risk. Needs a king or jack. What is that? Wait, what the?
It's the capybara that made an appearance earlier as, yeah,
No good.
close to dead. 3% for Nikita to survive, or we are at our final 6. And that is going to do it, yeah.
Unlucky.
I mean, at least this is suited. You know?
4 high on the button and an ace jack for Weiran.
Gotta jam. Just the frequency is too high. It's impossible for him to have it every single hand.
I mean, but look, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐿 has 13 bigs.
All in.
You have 22 bigs. He is going to jam. It would be such a disaster if all of a sudden you did run into it, though. And he has. Not against Xiao, but against Yuzhu Wang.
How unlucky is this? But don't forget, last time he ran into ace king, he got there.
This is a very different proposition as he's dominated. And Buddha is deployed.
有牌就接没关系。
3-4 suited is relinquished, and we're off to the races. Unfortunately for Weiran Pu, this race is one in which he is very severely handicapped. 20 million plus chip pot. He does cover ever so slightly, but he rates to be sitting on crumbs when the dust settles on this pot. Can he make that 24% equity come to life?
K 看到了，
Doesn't look like it.
这个后门黑桃啊。
Jack of spades does work. Can he pick up a flush draw or a Broadway draw? No, so he draws
你
dead.
多你多你多你多你多两
It's
个，
not over.
你多两个，你多两个。还有一点。
我还赢了，进去我顺子。
哦，你还少一点。
That was interesting. They both got on their feet. Did Weiran not know that he was the covering
带
stack?
走了。
Quickly figured out whoever was.
If you are from Maldives, you can still be the first to register a Triton.
That's true. Come on down. Uh-oh.
He can't
Yuzhu
believe
Wang
it.
limping the 7 deuce suited. And Chen is going to be heard from, I would imagine.
I mean,
You just check back and slow play ever, Randy?
you're supposed. Is that what he did? Yeah. So he's playing for the win, basically. He's like, I'm going to give myself the best chance to win chips. And it makes sense because Wong is supposed to jam so wide into his stack.
So the fact that he limp means he very unlikely has a hand that could give action.
Yeah, he often has just 2 unders as well because like a king X, queen X probably just jams pre.
I mean, do we not just raise it up 1 more big blind, though?
We could do that. I think that's the other option. If I do raise, I'm not raising more than 1 big. Although it's obviously so suspicious for you to min-raise
Sure.
big.
But look at this. By checking back, he's allowed Yuzhu Wang to decide to lead at this queen 5-3 board. Chen, of course, makes the call. Now the 5 pairs. And let's see whether or not Wong wants to do some storytelling. I don't know, playing a little north of 1 SPR effective, whether or not it's going to make a difference. But here comes barrel number 2. It is not a request for full pot.
Yeah, this bet is designed to fold out 3x, which probably would fold at this point, given the layout of the rest of the table. And of course, straight draws. But once this call comes in, I'd imagine Wong is just done with it. It's so often that he's up against a 5 or a queen, given 2 calls.
So we arrive at the river.
Oh, 7 deuce.
Wow.
Okay. I mean,
Take it. If you have the 5, just take it, right?
just take it.
You can't fold.
And his opponent might be value betting worse.
Yeah.
Sit down.
We hold our
Probably show
breath,
this.
and then we show the aces. And I'll tell you what. Give 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜 credit. He didn't get overexcited. He played it cool, and he got himself a double in a spot where he would not have otherwise. He is engaging with this ace-jack, though. Been cobbling.
Gonna get a defense out of Wong. He's been on a downward spiral.
Ace 7-6, top pair and spades. This is all Polus.
A little spade check. I'd imagine Polus, if he does bet, doesn't want to go big. He does check it back, turns the flush.
Wonder whether or not this check back from Polus with so much hand will successfully induce Yuzhu, not unlike what 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐜 pulled off against him with those 2 aces in the big blind versus blind. Did not, of course, as the check now draws forward 800,000.
Yeah, this 800K bet is trying to get paid off 2 streets. And it's getting suspicious because Wong has gone in for a check raise with king 5 wrong color.
You know, as tidy as the flat calls were with the set of jacks, this here feels a little sloppy to me, Randy.
It's a bit forced. His read is that Polus, if he had a big spade, would just bet the flop. If he had a smaller flush, he would just check back turn and play 1 street. Makes the call with the jack of spades, and there should be some alarm bells for Wong to kind of just give this one up. Because if your opponent was not on a flush, he probably would just fold on the turn once you put in the check raise.
Even the smaller flushes would probably fold, right?
They probably wouldn't even bet the turn, to be honest.
Uh-oh.
He's got no time banks. So did he? I don't think he has time banks. I'm not sure, but there
No,
was a
and it's
countdown.
funny because I heard the countdown. It felt like it went beyond the actual countdown. Nevertheless, Polus was all right with letting Yuzhu bet there. He does end up getting paid, so all of a sudden Wong showing us a little bit of a different side, a dark one that cost him a bundle. Not impossible. Stranger things have happened. And for that matter, even though he is a massive favorite right now with so many chips, we have seen epic unravelings. Ace-7 suited for Hong Junjiao. And this is not epic, but it is significant. As the jam from Wong's ace-jack gets snapped, now we play for 9.9.
Amazing spot for Yuzhu Wang. Can be right back in it if he can hold. Dominating ace. Looks good.
But it does. One heart lurks, and that 7 working. And
Oh, it's working hard.
Yeah. 9 on the turn, and all of a sudden the threats get very real for Yuzhu Wang. Can he hang on? Fade the 10, 7, and 5. Yes. And I'll tell you what, Hong Junjiao is going to get a little tired of doubling everybody up.
Aces.
Come
King's last hand.
This is insane.
And he's changed to pre-flop sizing. Gone in for a full min raise this time, rather than slight north. This is actually going to get the Jack-8 of clubs likely to continue.
Just 4.3 million back, but it is enough hand at one more big blind getting this price to continue. Weiran knows it, so to the flop we go. Treacherous waters. Ace in the window, 2 clubs. It's a pair and a flush draw against top set. Car crash. A brisk min C-bet. Weiran has just 3.5 million back. Randy, how do you get it in there? You just play passively?
I think you could check raise. He's going to go passive and check call.
Very fortunate to be drawing live.
Oh,
now
it's
he's
2
got
pair.
2 pair. There is no escape.
It's not over yet, though. He's got clubs still that he can hit. But stacks are going to go in here on the turn now.
Not drawing dead, but a full house doesn't cut it. It is only the flush. Complete setup spot. He decides to check and then get the last 1.1 in there. Of course, he's beaten into the pot. This deck hath chosen violence. But as you mentioned, Randy, it isn't over yet. This 11.4 isn't locked up by Yuzhu Wang. He's got to fade a club. Can Weiran pull the rabbit out of the hat once more? No. And at long last, the gridlock of 5-handed action is broken.
Why? What are you trying to get at?
Just, you know, whether or not there's certain forms of gambling that you're addicted to
Okay,
that we have yet to explore.
Have you ever been to the carnival games with the little horses? You throw the ball in the hole and they race?
1000% Circus Circus.
Yeah. I played that one. Been to that track.
You ever grab a ball from the unattended slot next to you so that you get 2-ball action on those things?
You're grimy.
Listen, bro, when you're trying to win stuffed animals, it's every man for himself out there.
Would you
Pocket
just take your
nines.
opponent's ball and throw it away?
No, there's no one. There's no one there. So, you know.
You having your friend yell at some kids while they're playing so they can't play properly? Man, you're a real scumbag sometimes, aren't you?
You know, we're not yelling at the kids. We're just outfoxing them. Meanwhile, outflanking the 9s is Polus with King Queen. He's 3-bet to 7 million, and this is a little uncomfortable. Randy, you know, Polus
I think this just goes in. Nines is nines after all for what? 15 big blinds?
He agrees with you. Jams, this is not what Polus wanted to see, but the 7 million obviously was too much of his chips to do anything other than call it off. And let's be fair, when you hear all in come through pretty quickly, you're happy this isn't Queens Plus or Ace King, Ace Queen.
Agreed.
So 2 clean overs in a 26 million chip pot, the biggest I think we've seen so far here at this FT. 10-7-5. Polus needs paint, and he needs it in a hurry. That's the look of a man trying to ward paint off this board. As the nines are hanging on.
Well, it has paint, but not quite the one just yet.
Nines turning into blockers to the now newly acquired open-ender Polus. 27%. Can he find the 9 Queen King or Ace? Yes! No.
Small.
So the Lithuanian vanquished.
He's got aces. That's a good start.
Not the first time he's had him here at this final table either.
Obviously not going to open rip it. This hand is too good.
He is going to open, though, and the sizing, 2.2. Uh-oh.
That's a monster hand, three-handed.
Ace Queen suited. You wouldn't fault 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐿 for stepping in it here.
7 million.
And he does 3-bet to 7 million as the pin is pulled in this grenade.
Well, if Yuzhu Wang thinks his opponent's strong, obviously he's going to rip it in there and just get it in now.
Is that because he is very comfortable with the idea that 3-betting to 7 million, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐿 doesn't have any folds? Apparently, yes, as he rips it. A snap call from 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐿, and obviously he nods his head, recognizing that in this particular exchange, he is the bug and not the windshield.
Massive favorite to get to heads up. Ace is looking amazing.
Boy, this is the first occasion on which the gravity of this moment feels as though it is weighing on Yuzhu Wang, whose aces sit so pretty. 9-7-4, no diamond on board. You cannot blame 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐿 for demiking here.
Needs to dodge running queens.
0.3%.
That's it.
Well, when you asked the chat, Randy, who they thought was going to hoist the trophy, that's the man that a majority of the respondents felt was the best remaining player. But I got to say, I haven't really seen any deviation in terms of his affect or his playing style now that he is out-chipped.
Yeah, you're right about that. He didn't really have a big demise, you know, like you said. Yuzhu Wang got most of his chips from the other opponents that are now eliminated.
All in.
He's announced all in. Chips just going now?
2.6 million, the open sizing, and yes, they do go in now. Yuzhu Wang jammed it, and Hongjun Zhao is in a wonderful spot here, looking to double right into the chip lead.
我刚刚也是 A9。
Yuzhu Wang doesn't look nervy. He'd love a chop, given the landscape here. This is a 57.2 million chip pot with ace-9 and ace-4 ripping 5-7-8. The 4 is still the only path forward, given the 6 would give Xiao the better straight. But if that 4 were to show up and hold, the title would be awarded. Instead, it's an ace on the turn. No reprieve for the chip leader, who may not be the leader much longer unless he can find a 4 and claim glory. No, it's the 7. The 9 kicker does play. And all of a sudden, reversal of fate and fortune here in the 15K.
Yeah, he just needs to continue to chip. And it is 5s versus jacks. Yuzhu Wang, he's going to be back in it.
Oh, he's going to beat this all-in into the pot once he realizes he's paired. Oh, wow. Look at that.
That's confidence.
Feeling swaggy. And 24.2 rates to go his way. A 4-1 favorite. Boy, you could see how important that was to his confidence. He was so tired of losing pot after pot, winning a tiny one here and there. It was the ace-4, ace-9 collision that put him in this spot. Might the jacks versus 5s restore some order? It sure looks that way on a king 8-8 board. Turn.
Not quite.
Too close for comfort, it would seem, for Yuzhu Wang. Just needs to fade the 2-outer. And he does it.
吓死我了！我他妈拿出来我都看到两面了，他从我这个角度看到了两面。
Oh, 6s versus aces? This is back-to-back hands, and it's flip-flopped.
Oh, boy. Well, the same sentiments that were enjoyed by Yuzhu Wang moments ago en route to the double-up are those which course through the veins of Hongjun Zhao. He looks completely unfazed.
可以推啊，多了吗？
Huge cooler.
Yuzhu can't believe just when he thought maybe the wind had filled his sails.
Can you find a 6? Oh.
Not only can he not find the 6, but Hongjun Zhao has found the ace. Runner quads is the only way. It only happens 1 in roughly 990 times, and this ain't going to be one of them. So with that turn, Hongjun Zhao secures victory at his second ever Triton Festival, in his second ever event, wearing the smile, brimming with pride, and bubbling over.